So you are staring at a washing machine full of soaking wet clothes. The cycle is done, but the drum hasn't spun a single inch. And now you're stuck with a heavy, soggy mess. Listen, I know exactly how incredibly frustrating that is, but do not panic, and definitely do not reach for your phone to call a repair tech just yet. You are in the absolute right place. Today, I'm gonna walk you through a zero-fluff, highly authoritative diagnostic ladder that's gonna help you fix this exact problem yourself right now in less than 5 minutes. Let's get right into this explainer.
Let's anchor the financial stakes right out of the gate here. If you call a professional, you are instantly looking at a $200 minimum just for them to walk through your front door. And you know what? That doesn't even include parts. By following the visual guide we're looking at right now, you are highly likely to solve this issue today with a literal $0 DIY fix. And hey, even if we hit the very top of our diagnostic ladder, you'll still only be out a few bucks for a part you can easily install yourself. We are going to save you some serious money today.
Our diagnostic ladder today covers 4 main steps: mandatory safety preparation, Step 1, unbalanced loads, Step 2, clogged drain system, and finally, Step 3, door lock malfunction. Mandatory safety preparation. Before you begin, look, you're dealing with an appliance that mixes high voltage electricity with water, which is a dangerous combo. So Step 1, unplug the machine directly from the wall outlet to completely kill the power. Step 2, turn off the hot and cold water supply valves right behind the machine. This is absolutely crucial to prevent a massive flood just in case a degraded hose gets bumped. Power off, water off. Okay, let's fix this. Step 1, unbalanced loads. A 60-second fix. Believe it or not, this is by far the most common reason a washer absolutely refuses to spin. You might be wondering, why won't it spin just because the clothes are bundled up? Well, modern washers are incredibly smart. They're actually equipped with automatic balance sensing technology. So if the machine detects that the weight inside the drum is unevenly distributed, the main control board will instantly halt the high-speed spin cycle. It's a built-in safety mechanism. It's there to prevent the machine from violently rocking, jumping all the way across your floor, and literally destroying its own internal components.
So the absolute crucial point here is how you load the drum. To clear this error, just open the door and redistribute the wet laundry. A pro tip: never wash a single heavy item, like, say, one large blanket all by itself. It's just gonna clump to one side. Instead, you wanna mix heavy absorbent items like towels with lighter items like t-shirts so the weight can naturally balance out during rotation. And while you're at it, check the physical balance of the machine itself. Grab the top of the washer and give it a good shake. If it rocks even a little bit, adjust those threaded leveling legs at the bottom until it sits perfectly flat on your floor.
Step 2, clogged drain system. Okay, so if the load is balanced, but it still won't spin, the core logic of your machine is kicking in. If it cannot drain water, it will never authorize a spin cycle, ever. Think about it. Spinning a tub full of heavy water would completely burn out the motor. So if the water can't escape, the spin cycle is electronically locked out. And the culprit? It's almost always the drain pump filter. This is a built-in trap designed to catch debris before it hits the pump. You'll usually find this little guy located right behind a small access panel at the bottom front of your machine. Here is exactly how you clear it out. First, pop open that bottom panel. Second, and please, this is vital, do not just unscrew the filter immediately, or literally gallons of water will flood all over your floor. Instead, look for a small emergency drain tube tucked right next to the filter. You're gonna uncap it and drain that trapped water into a shallow pan. Once the water completely stops flowing, step 3 is to unscrew the main filter housing. Pull it out and take a really good look. You're hunting for coins, lint buildup, keys, or even bobby pins that are blocking the impeller blade. Just wash the filter in the sink, screw it firmly back in, and run a quick test spin. Step 3, door lock malfunction. Now, if your filter is totally clean, we're likely dealing with a mechanical component failure. But you might ask, why does a tiny little switch on the door control a massive drive motor? Well, it's simple. The main control board demands absolute 100% proof that the door is securely closed and locked before it will ever authorize a dangerous, high RPM spin. Seriously, if the machine thinks the door might just pop open while spinning at 1,200 revolutions per minute, no way, it simply won't spin. Many machines use what's called a wax motor inside the latch assembly. Now, this is basically a small thermal actuator. When you start a cycle, an electrical current heats up a little capsule of wax inside this switch. As the wax gets hot, it naturally expands, and that pushes a tiny piston forward. That piston physically locks the door and simultaneously closes an electrical contact that tells the computer, okay, we are locked, initiate the high-speed spin. But here's the catch. Over the years, that wax degrades. It loses its ability to expand. So the piston doesn't push far enough, the switch never actually closes, and unfortunately, your clothes stay soaking wet.
So here is your diagnostic checklist for the door lock. First up, inspect the door striker. That's the physical plastic hook right on the door itself. If those plastic tabs are broken or missing, it just can't engage the lock. Second, start a cycle and listen really closely. You should hear a distinct, solid click when the door locks. If you don't hear it, or if you can still physically pull the door open when the lock light is supposedly on, your latch assembly has officially failed. You'll need to replace either the wax motor itself or the entire door latch block. The good news? It's usually held in by just 2 simple Phillips head screws right at the door opening.
And hey, if you find that the wax motor or the door switch is indeed the culprit, let's re-anchor those financial savings we talked about earlier. A replacement wax motor or the entire door switch assembly is incredibly cheap. We are talking between $15 to $30 if you source the part online using your machine's model number. You literally just pop the old one out, plug the wire harnesses right into the new one, and boom, you are back in business. No expensive technician required.
The final spin. Summary. So, you officially conquered the diagnostic ladder. You put safety first, you leveled the load, you cleared out the drain pump, and you checked the door latch. You are now fully equipped with the exact same troubleshooting sequence the pros use. You've bypassed all the fluff and gotten straight to the mechanical truth of why your washing machine won't spin. Now that you have this authoritative diagnostic checklist and the confidence to actually use it, why would you ever overpay for basic appliance repair again? Keep this knowledge handy, trust the process, and enjoy the awesome satisfaction of fixing it yourself.